Hey guys, just finished watching Arrow Season 5, Episode 8, Invasion. This was cool, great episode. This was the 100th episode of Arrow, and it was pretty cool seeing them in this kind of like daydream, this kind of dream the Dominators were creating for them. And having the return of Oliver's parents and the return of Laurel Lance and stuff. And it's a bit disappointed that we didn't get the return of Malcolm Merlyn, or not, we did get the return of Malcolm Merlyn, but we didn't get Tommy Merlyn in there. We didn't get Roy Harper or anything, which is kind of disappointing. But it was kind of funny seeing the one-liner that Malcolm Merlyn got to say about Tommy, how he's far away in Chicago as a doctor and all that stuff, and that was because it's pretty funny. But I would have liked to have seen him in this. I mean, those holograms at the end they only showed them for a brief second, but oh my god, were they bad holograms? I mean, you could tell that Laurel was actually there and Felicity was actually there, and except for Roy Harper and the Tommy Merlyn holograms the actors were not there. So it would have been nice to at least seen them, maybe see I think it would have made sense to see them, because that's all like at least for Thea's part of it doesn't make sense, like why she didn't see he wasn't there, because for her to be perfectly happy would be have her parents back and have Roy back and be in love with Roy, but maybe remembering having Roy there would have triggered off things. But whatever, I just think Roy should have been there for Thea in her mind, or things like that. But whatever, I guess they couldn't get him for this, which was kind of disappointing. But whatever. But other than that, it was pretty cool seeing that. It's cool seeing Slade Wilson back. But I guess it was easy to get him. They didn't have. What a nice to have seen Manu Bennett back as Slade Wilson. Having him take off the mask with and everything, that would have been cool. Maybe he could have had some one-liners, but. I don't know. It definitely was cool seeing everyone together, and everyone at the end when everyone was fighting someone. You had Oliver fighting Deathstroke, you had Sarah fighting Dark, you had Malcolm fighting Thea, and you had Diggle fighting his brother, and you had Ray fighting the Mugger, the one of the super soldiers, one of the Deathstroke's army guys who killed his fiance, actually have fighting him. So that was pretty cool seeing that, and seeing everyone interact and stuff was pretty cool seeing that. Would have liked to have seen maybe I guess hopefully by the end of this we can see a reference to Flash letting the Oliver know that they have Black Siren locked up over at Star Labs, which I'm assuming she's still locked up over Star Labs if Flashpoint didn't erase that. Hopefully she still is, and then they can be like, oh wow, you have her, and then all of a sudden something can happen and Star Labs gets happening and she's free. She's close to free to roam around the worlds and stuff, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think she has any way of getting back to her Earth without Zoom or anything like that. So I think it would be definitely pretty cool to see, for at least for Flash team members, to mention that, oh, by the way, we do have someone. Maybe Cisco could mention it casually to Felicity at the end of next week, tomorrow's episode of Legends. We'll have to wait and see. At least hopefully something like that comes up, and that'd be cool to see where things go on here. So it was definitely cool. It was a fun episode, fun seeing everyone back, seeing all the references and stuff. And it was also, if you saw when you first saw Sarah and Laurel walk into the hall of everyone, and they got drinks. That bartender was actually, if I'm not mistaken, Katie Lotz's father. She posted it on Instagram there beforehand, so it was pretty cool seeing that in there. And also want to see if hopefully they do it in tomorrow's episode, is see, while Sarah's back in 2016, does anyone tell her that, or does Thea tell her that that her father, Captain Lance, is actually in rehab? I think if he were to get a visit by Sarah, that would make things very good. Even if it was just like a brief second, like, oh, he's in even if she just gets, Thea just mentions, oh, by the way, your dad's in rehab. Really? Where? And boom, she just goes. We don't see it, but we just know that, oh, she's gone to see Captain Lance and comes back. So maybe we don't have to actually see what happens on there. We just know that they have a heart-to-heart talk and blah, blah, blah. Focus on this or something, and they could have things like that. They could definitely be cool to see that, because how could she leave? Because I feel like if he finds out that she is back in 2016 and he doesn't, and they don't meet, and she didn't come see him, I think he probably would it would probably it would probably take a lot out of him. It probably would damage him more, I think, if she didn't go see Captain Lance in rehab or something like that, or even just, maybe a phone call or something. But at least just, Thea could say, "Hey, your dad's in rehab," and she's like, "Oh, I'll stop by him before we take off." At the end of the episode. So once everything's done, she could just go see him. We don't have to actually see it throughout the episode, as long as we know that she's gone to see him, to give him a heart to heart and talk. That would be cool to see that too. Or maybe he gets a video message from her that we get to see in the season finale, in the mid-season finale or something. Definitely would be cool. It's just something, because I feel like Captain Lance really needs to see Sarah right now. And it definitely was a fun episode. I definitely can't wait to see what happens tomorrow in the end of this crossover. I just wish kind of like Vixen and Citizen Steel were more involved in this thing. It's definitely Citizen Steel. We definitely would have liked to see him interact a little bit more than just the one episode tomorrow with Supergirl. But hopefully we get some sort of maybe there could be something with the Man of Steel and the Girl of Steel, or some sort of reference with that, and that would be cool. And seeing how that goes. But hopefully tomorrow we get at least get our Ray, something between Brian and Ralph and Melissa, Supergirl type thing. Want that one-liner. We need that one-liner. I'm really waiting for that. So that's definitely going to be fun. And it definitely was a fun episode. Can't wait to see what happens in tomorrow's episode. So let me know what you think, guys, in the comments below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.